There are places that amaze you, and then there are places that embrace you. In Malaysia, it's not the skyscrapers that stay in your memory, it's the stranger who offers you a seat during rush hour, the aroma of nasi lemak drifting through dawn markets, and the smile of a taxi driver who tells you, "Welcome home," even though you've just landed. Every traveler expects adventure, but few expect to feel belonging. Maybe that's what makes Malaysia different in 2025. It isn't just a stop on the map, it's a heartbeat that syncs with your own. The world outside may have grown faster, louder, and more digital, but here, time still pauses for kindness. Across continents, travelers chase perfection, the clearest beaches, the tallest towers, the cheapest flights. But when they land in Kuala Lumpur, Penang, or Sabah, something unexpected happens. They stop chasing, because Malaysia makes them feel seen. 2025 has changed how the world travels. People no longer hunt only for photos, they look for connection, for meaning, for moments that make them forget to record. And somehow, Malaysia keeps appearing at the top of that emotional map. So why does every traveler, from solo explorers and remote workers to retirees seeking peace, leave saying the same thing? It felt like home. To understand that, you need to go back. Centuries ago, long before the neon lights and digital nomads, this peninsula and its islands were crossroads of the world. Traders from China, India, and Arabia arrived by sea, bringing silk, spices, and languages that blended like colors in water. Villagers welcomed them not as outsiders but as guests, because hospitality here was never strategy, it was instinct. Even now, if you walk through Malacca's narrow lanes, you can hear the echoes of that history. Bells from temples blend with the call to prayer, laughter from cafes spills into the evening air scented with curry and coffee. It's a harmony built not by uniformity but by acceptance. Malaysia never tried to erase its differences. It learned to live through them. Travelers used to visit for beaches and skyscrapers, for the Petronas Towers glinting in the sun or the emerald calm of Langkawi's waters. But they left talking about people. Because here, every smile feels personal, as if the entire nation remembers that hospitality isn't a service, it's a value passed from generation to generation. That's the essence travelers feel, a country that treats honesty like culture, not courtesy. By the time you've spent even a few days here, you start noticing how kindness isn't occasional, it's everywhere. A barista adds extra foam to your coffee just because you smiled. A security guard helps you find a grab ride even after his shift ends. Strangers call you boss, bro, or sister not out of habit but warmth. And soon, the foreignness fades. You realize you're not a guest anymore, you're part of the rhythm. When you step into a night market, you feel it, the laughter, the bargaining, the music that never stops. Each stall tells a story, Malay satay grilling next to Indian roti canai, next to Chinese bao buns. Cultures stand side by side, not competing, just coexisting. It's unity you can taste. In a world often divided by labels, Malaysia quietly says, we belong together. That's why when travelers describe this place, they don't talk about luxury or infrastructure, they talk about warmth. About how a simple, makan already, means, how are you? About how even silence feels comfortable, like being among family. Maybe home isn't a place. Maybe it's the way a place makes you feel. And in Malaysia, that feeling begins the moment you arrive. But something deeper has shifted in 2025. When the world became more digital, colder, and faster, Malaysia quietly leaned into what mattered, warmth. Tourism boards didn't focus only on luxury hotels, they promoted community experiences. Villages opened their homes to eco-travelers. Urban youth started local host programs, guiding foreigners through night markets or teaching them how to cook rendang from scratch. Even airports now showcase local art instead of advertisements. It's as if the nation decided that progress and kindness can walk hand in hand. Then came the travel boom of early 2025, a surge of solo travelers looking for safety and soul. While some countries struggled with overcommercialization, Malaysia stood out for something else, trust. Solo travelers spoke of how they never felt alone, locals guided them, invited them to family dinners, and shared stories as if they'd known each other for years. And it wasn't staged or performed, it was effortless, genuine, part of everyday life. If stories like this inspire you, don't forget to subscribe, it truly helps us keep exploring places that touch the heart. In Penang, a cafe owner remembers the name of a traveler who visited months ago. In Sabah, fishermen wave to tourists passing by, not because they expect money, but because they love sharing their morning calm. In 2025, when much of the world is losing the art of real connection, Malaysia is teaching it quietly, through gestures, through food, through community. What makes Malaysia feel like home isn't luxury or convenience. It's rhythm. It's how the call to prayer echoes alongside church bells and the laughter of schoolchildren in Tamil, English, and Malay. It's the blend of diversity that feels complete, not chaotic. It's the way every culture here contributes something, a flavor, a color, a belief, without losing itself, and somewhere in that blend, travelers find themselves too. They see kindness that expects nothing, unity without force, peace without silence. It's why travel vloggers stay longer than planned, why digital nomads renew their visas twice, why backpackers cry at the airport gate. Because Malaysia doesn't just welcome you. It accepts you. The emotional highlight of this story isn't in grand gestures, it's in small ones. A grandmother offering you curry puffs from her stall even when you've already eaten. A bus driver waiting a few extra seconds so a late passenger doesn't miss the ride. A young student walking you to your hotel because Google Maps is confusing at night. Moments that say, you're safe here. You matter here. And maybe that's the secret, Malaysia feels like home because it acts like one. It's imperfect, noisy, unpredictable, but warm, forgiving, and alive. You can lose your way and still be found by kindness. So when travelers say, Malaysia feels like home, they're not exaggerating. They're describing a truth that's hard to explain but easy to feel, that sense of belonging that starts with a smile and ends with a memory you'll carry forever, and as the sun sets over the Straits of Malacca, the country transforms again. Lanterns glow across Chinatown, the smell of street food rises into the night air, and music from 3 different cultures blends into one gentle heartbeat. It's in those twilight hours that travelers often pause, realizing that Malaysia's magic isn't only in the sights, it's in the feeling of being welcomed into someone's everyday life. You see families walking together, generations side by side, grandparents holding hands with toddlers, parents chatting with neighbors they've known for decades. Strangers share tables in hawker centers, laughing over spicy laksa as if they've known each other forever. It's in those small, unplanned connections that Malaysia quietly teaches the world what togetherness truly means. Even travelers who arrive with heavy hearts, carrying exhaustion from distant cities or broken routines, find healing here. There's something in the rhythm of this land, in its rains that fall softly and its people who listen deeply, that reminds you to slow down, to breathe again. Artists find inspiration in Penang's murals, lovers in Langkawi's sunsets, and dreamers in the way every community celebrates its festivals side by side, Deepavali lights glowing next to Christmas stars, Hari Raya open houses welcoming everyone regardless of faith. The air itself feels alive with shared joy. It's in those moments that travelers stop being visitors and start becoming storytellers, carrying Malaysia's warmth in their voices long after their flights home, because in the end, travel isn't about ticking off destinations, it's about finding pieces of yourself in unfamiliar places. And Malaysia, somehow, helps you do that without even trying. It reminds you that kindness still exists, that humanity still matters, and that the world is still full of people who open their doors and say, "Come, eat with us." Long after you've left, Malaysia follows you, in the way you smile at strangers, in the way you pause to help someone cross the road, in the way you notice beauty in everyday moments.